Hello! Welcome to a little showcase slash tutorial thingy for what you see in the background here. This is a little solution for bulk storage or mass storage that I came up with, and I think it's pretty neat, and thought I was going to do a little bit of a showcase tutorial thingy. If anyone else thinks this looks good or is a good thing, then you will know how to build it. Yay! So let's explain how this thing works. So up here we have the input for our storage system, which could be hopper line, it could be an water stream, it could be however you choose to do it. A lot of this is pretty much to give you an idea on how you can set up things. There's really nothing saying that you need to build this exactly like this. There are just maybe one or two things that you need to think about, and then you can build this pretty much however you want. So it's more just to give you an idea of how you can do stuff to get more mass storage, pretty much. So yeah, input line coming from however you have that set up. We have a standard impulse item filter. I just set it up with iron blocks right now because that's easy. We have a little detection system here that unlocks this hopper, and it goes down into a shulker box loader down here. And the way it works is you have a couple of chests of your chosen item, in this case iron blocks. You will probably use this for your stones, cobble, granite, andesite, diorite, the stuff you get a lot of. And the idea is, here you have however many chests you want of the item itself. I've chosen to go with 2 because I actually think that's enough. And what happens is, if we input more into this, it will start filling up this hopper, as you can see, which will give you the signal strength of 3. Which will unlock this hopper, which will take items from this chest down into the shulker box loader down here. And once the shulker boxes are full, these are cheated a little bit, so they are pretty much full. Just to show you how it works. When that shulker box is full, piston breaks it, it goes into an item elevator, and it ends up in here. So with this setup, you have on your left, you have the item itself, and on the right, you have a shulker box full of the items. So if you just need a few, you can go here and pick out what you need. If you're going to build a massive project and you need 10 shulker boxes of stone, you can just go here and grab your shulker boxes. We can show you down here. Oop. So you see it dispenses a new one, and when that's full, it breaks, goes into this hopper, which goes into an item elevator. I've chosen to go with a dropper item elevator here for no apparent reason. You could go with whatever item elevator you like. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can set this up. You can also choose if you want 10 chests of this. If you want 5 chests for this, you can do that. It's very much just up to you how you want to set this up. So, and this is not built to be super compact, it's not built to be super fast, it's not built to be any of those things, because loading shulker boxes is a very slow process, so I don't really see the point of doing super fancy stuff. I just want this to be reliable and function very nice and easy. So yeah, something like that. So should we maybe build this thing a little bit and yeah, show you how it's done. So we want to start up with our floor level, which is going to be, yeah, in this case, and we have the regular input chests. I'm just going to go with 2. You can, as I said, go with pretty much as many as you like. So that's totally up to you. And we need hoppers feeding into those, and then we need to come up a couple of blocks maybe to there. Yeah, just so you have enough space here to put the redstone circuitry in. Really, it doesn't matter too much. We can go up one more, just because it's fun. And we build out our little ImpulsSV item filter, because that's the best item filter there is. So there is no point of trying to figure out how to do another type of item filter. So yeah, we do it like that. And we need a hopper going into that. And I'm just going to say that we have a hopper line as an input, like that. So that's the first part. We can also set this up as it is. 41 items. Sorry. Like that. That's part number 1. Then we want to grab I'm just going to put a couple of repeaters, not repeaters, hoppers down. So we have our input. Now we need to detect when we are actually getting stuff into the system. And we do that by taking a comparator output from that hopper. So when we start accumulating items in that hopper, that means that this chest is full, and this chest is full, and this hopper is full here. So everything here is full, so if we add in more items, we want that to go down into the shulker box loader. So we put a comparator there, and we do a little something like this. Very, very similar to the item filter. The exact same thing as the item filter, to be more specific. And the only thing you need to think about is that if you do the setup like I've done it here, with just the 2 chests here, this block needs to be a slab. If this is not a slab, then this torch here will power this block, and that will lock this hopper. So it's very, very important that this is a slab if you're just having the 2 chests. If you're having 3 chests, you will have this comparator up here instead, and you will not have the full block there, so it won't be a problem. But if you're doing with 2 chests like I'm doing here, that needs to be a slab. This can be a full block if you want to. It doesn't really matter. So we have a comparator reading out when we get a signal strength of 3, that will power this repeater, which will unpower this torch, which will unlock this hopper. So if we put stuff in there now, as you can see, it stays in there. But when we get enough items in this, it will unlock, so items will start flowing down from this chest down towards the shulker box loader. And then we're just going to build up the loader real quick. So we want a sticky piston there, facing downwards, and with a slab on it. We want a dispenser there to dispense the shulker boxes. We want a hopper leading into that, and a chest where you just put your empty shulker boxes. And just build up a couple of blocks like that. And we also want the hopper line coming down to feed into the shulker box once it's been dispensed, like that. And then we want to detect when the shulker box in there is full. So we come out a couple of blocks like this. We put a comparator on subtract mode, which is very, very important. A repeater there. Then we want signal strength of 14 coming into this. So it's only when we read a signal strength of 15 that we will actually get an output from this. And signal strength 15 is when the shulker box is completely full. So I'm just gonna put a lever there and 2 pieces of dust. So as you can see on the right side, almost all the way to the bottom, it says power 15, and there it says power 14, and it goes into the comparator there. So yeah, power of 14. You could also replace this with a redstone block if you want to, but this is cheaper, so I'm just going to go with this version instead. Then we want a block there. We want a couple of blocks like so. And we want redstone dust on those. So what will happen now is when this is full, you get an output. It will power this, which will power the piston, which will break the shulker box. And then all we have to do is dispense a new shulker box. And we go with a couple of blocks like this. We put a couple of repeaters. I'm just going to put them on full ticks. It doesn't really matter. You want the piston to go down and go up and then dispense. So you could probably have it on 4 ticks in total or something like that. But that doesn't really matter, to be honest. And I'm just going to put a block there and place a button on top, because we need to, the first shulker box we need to dispense manually. And then we just need to take care of the fully loaded shulker boxes. So I'm going to do the setup I showed earlier and get me some packed ice. There we have packed ice, and yeah, let's come out a couple of blocks like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. That's a little bit too long. It's not perfect then. I'm just gonna go with it. I guess I could do with the another type of elevator. Well, let's go with another type of elevator just for the fun of it. So we need 2 hoppers going into that. Like so. We need our little clocky thing going into that. Redstone dust. Like so. And we just come up with the item elevator. Like so. We want our chest there for the full shulker boxes, and we want a couple of hoppers leading into that, like so. And we need to hook this up like that and like that. Pretty much this you can also do however you want it. The only thing that you need to think about pretty much is you can't have a hopper there. If you choose to pick the shulker boxes up with hoppers, the hopper need to go on that level. Because if you have it 1 block up, then you will start emptying out items as you load them in. So you can do some trickery with locking the hopper down below and stuff like that, but it's so much easier just going with a 1 block gap, I think, at least. Put some water and a little bit of a connecty up or wall pit. I don't want that there. Like so. And this should be working now, so let's try it out. So I prepared a little bit here. I filled up these chests here. I put in a bunch of shulker boxes. So what we do is we push the button. That will dispense a shulker box, and as you can see, it's almost full. And we pop in some items up here. And magic should start happening. There we go. And it goes up into the item elevator. And ends up in this chest. So, as I said, there is just maybe 1 or 2 things that you really need to think about. It's that you can't have a hopper directly underneath the shulker box. You need to have a 1 air block gap in between. And if you do this setup with just 2 chests here, this block needs to be a slab. Other than that, you can do pretty much however you want to set this up. It's totally up to you. If you want this to come up somewhere else, you can do that. If you want this chest to go on top, or you can put the hopper on top and have the chest going some other direction. You can do pretty much however you want. You will get it 1 block narrower if you put the hopper on top. So, oh, that's stupid. If you do it like that instead, you get a free wide design and it functions exactly the same. So there's really no right or wrong, or very few right or wrong here actually. What I would recommend doing as well is I would take a comparator output from there and somehow connect that up to a redstone lamp. Maybe like this. This is not how I would do it, but just to show you what I mean. So this indicates that right now there are shulker boxes in the system. When this turns off, that means you're out of shulker boxes down here, so you need to refill that. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff you can add to this if you want to. But yeah, I hope you find this useful and that you like this video, and like and subscribe for more and all of that. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!